What's happening? What's shaking, everybody? Yo, welcome to another vlog. Look, I'm gonna keep the talking to a real minimum, but I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to continue to push this journey out here in Norway a little further. So last time when we primarily found ourselves hanging out in the southern region of Norway, this time we find ourselves in the northern region of Norway. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome y'all to Norway's Arctic North. Alright y'all, so per usual, you know we got to get the official business out the way. If y'all could go ahead and hit that notification bell, so this way anytime any of my videos is dropping, y'all can be the first to go check them things out, you feel me? If y'all could go ahead and subscribe to the channel, all you gotta do is hop on YouTube, hop in the search bar and type in G_IZ_International. You'll find me right there. Go ahead and subscribe to that thing. And if y'all could go ahead and hop on Instagram and follow your boy at the same name at Gizinternational. Again, I just want to say thank y'all again for taking some of y'all precious time to check out another vlog. You know what I'm saying? It definitely means a lot, and I am super excited to continue this journey through Norway and be in a completely different environment, in a different area, and see something completely new and bring that to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I would have to say, you know, like my first impressions is just that, yo, it's thick snow everywhere. And obviously the people that live out here, child, they make this look easy. They functioning out here, driving in this snow like it ain't nothing. They out here running in the snow like, child, like it's regular life. And I'm just like, mind blown, you know, because where I come from, the slightest piece of snow, everything stops, you know what I'm saying? So to be in this kind of environment it's kind of surreal, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, primarily before in the last vlogs, you know, we were in the southern regions, you know what I'm saying, kicking it out in Oslo and, you know, Bergen and, you know, some of the other small villages, and, you know, being in the fjords and all that type of stuff. You know, it's super dope to be in the northern region and kicking it in the Arctic North. Not too long ago, we landed at the Tromso airport, and we're actually located in a city named Tromso, which is often referred to as the gateway to the Arctic. Now, it often has this nickname because it sits right above the Arctic Circle in Northern Europe. In its simplest terms, the Arctic Circle is literally nothing more than just an imaginary line that circles the Earth and its northern regions. And in most of these northern regions, these are places to where it gets extremely cold, and the sun acts completely different in these areas compared to any other areas on planet Earth. Of course, Norway isn't the only country to have parts of it that is located above the Arctic Circle. Those other countries include Canada, Sweden, the United States / Alaska, Denmark / Greenland, Russia, Iceland, Finland, and of course, Norway. As I said, we are in Tromso, and I'm actually staying in downtown Tromso at a hotel called the Home Hotel. Now, this place is, you know, super cool, and I especially like the location, right? You know, right in front of the hotel, you got the water right in front of you, but right behind the water, you got this giant mountain just covered in snow, and then like right in the middle you got like this nice mix of like buildings and architecture and just all that stuff that kind of just make up, you know, downtown Tromso, and, you know, kind of give this place, you know, its own identity and feel. With that being said, let's go check this room out, you feel me? Alright y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed checking out the room. As y'all can see, it's very simple, very small, but it will definitely get the job done, you heard? Okay, let's really quickly run off some fun facts about Tromso in the Arctic North. Tromso is a hot spot for many travelers as it is considered a starting place for Arctic exploration as well as Arctic expeditions, hence the nickname the gateway to the Arctic. From mid-November to January, Tromso experiences what is called the polar night, meaning the sun does not rise at all. In contrast, from May to late July, it also experiences what is called the midnight sun, in which the sun does not set at all. Norway's Arctic North has a lot of wildlife that can be seen out here. You can see polar bears, you can see Arctic foxes, seals, lynx, but even in Tromso, you could find reindeers, moose, you could also find humpback whales, as well as orcas. And finally, the Arctic North in itself, but more specifically Tromso, is one of the best places in the world to come witness the natural phenomena of the aurora borealis, aka the northern lights, you feel me? And you can come check them out generally from the times of September to March time frame, you feel me? And you know what, just like the last vlog to where there was something specific that brought us out here, for this one, that is probably the main reason that brings us out to the Arctic, right? Is to come check that natural phenomenon, to go check the northern lights. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out here trying to chase them northern lights. So, you know, we're gonna spend a lot of time, you know, obviously, you know, exploring Tromso and exploring the Arctic, and, you know, checking out as much as we can and getting to as much as we can, but we will spend a large amount of time trying to chase them northern lights, you feel me? So with all that being said, I'm gonna recharge these batteries, get me a little bit of sleep, but starting first thing tomorrow morning, we're gonna do a little bit of exploring of Tromso, you know what I'm saying, checking out the local area, but immediately following, we will begin our quest of searching the northern light. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome y'all to the hunt and the chase for the northern lights out here in Norway's Arctic, specifically out here in Tromso and the Lofoten Islands. Alright y'all, welcome back. So I figured let's keep it real calm and comfortable. Let's just walk around the city, get to know the city for a little bit, you feel me? So our first stop out here while exploring Tromso is this building right here, the Polar Museum. Now, again, another museum, right? Kind of fits in with, you know, the theme and how I like to do these vlogs, right? A lot of history, a lot of things to do, and just kind of telling you about an individual place. So let's go ahead, jump right inside the Polar Museum, you dig? So we are back outside the Polar Museum. Yo, I must say that was pretty interesting. You know, I learned a lot of stuff that nothing on this world that I would have ever thought, right? Learning about life out in this region of the world, you know, learning about all the explorers that, you know, was out here trying to discover the, you know, the Arctic region and the North Pole and how they survived and what they needed to do, you know what I'm saying, in this weather to live, you know what I'm saying? The animals that they hunted, seals and walruses and foxes, and you know how they trapped them, and yo, hunting polar bears, like, fam, it's pretty interesting. I always think visiting museums is very important because, you know, you just get to learn a little bit of background about a place or whatever, but this was definitely dope. If you're ever in the area, Polar Museum, you feel me? Let's keep it pushing. All right, y'all, so we are back at another museum. This one happens to be about a 10-minute ride from the Polar Museum, but we are actually standing right outside the Arctic University Museum of Norway, also known as the Tromso Museum. So instead of doing too much talking at first, let's just go ahead and check out and see what they got going on inside. You heard? All right, y'all, so we are back outside standing in front of the museum. The museum was pretty cool. It definitely wasn't my favorite out of the two that I've, you know, been to out here in Tromso. I definitely say that the Polar Museum was by far my favorite, just because, you know, it was based on, you know, a lot of expeditions and exploration of, you know, the polar region and things like that. It seems that this one was more based on a lot of geology, a lot of natural evolution of life, you know, prehistoric time, dinosaurs, rocks, all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know, wasn't really my thing, but, you know, it was kind of pretty cool to kind of see it being told from a perspective, especially in this region of the world. I will say what was super dope was to actually go through the natural lights exhibition. That was absolutely fire. That was absolutely fire. I think outside of the natural lights exhibition, I think the other super dope and probably to me the most important exhibition to kind of go through was seeing and learning about the Sami people. You come to find out, just like many other groups of people in this world that were ostracized and made to feel like, you know, we weren't wanted and things of that nature, that was the same for this group of people. It was, you know, a very powerful exhibition. You know, it's always super dope to kind of learn about people that have gone through oppression, you know what I'm saying? It just makes you realize, man, like, humans ain't humans, yo. While it was cool learning about, you know, the Sami people and their culture, it was also dope to learn, you know, how they came from the oppression and, you know, became a recognized group of people out here in Norway. You know, they're no longer this culture that was trying to be hidden and destroy and purged from the world. You know what I'm saying? They are an official recognized group of people, and that's always super dope. So that's this museum. If you're ever in the local area, make sure you take your time to go check that thing out. You feel me? Let's keep this thing pushing. I think it does bear mentioning that if you are at this museum, if you walk all the way around the back side of this, look what's back here waiting for you. Fire. Let's go. Night one. We're checking for these lights. Now, here's the thing, right? You absolutely can't have no expectations when doing this, right? Because there's no guarantee that these things is gonna pop up. So it's really a game about patience, staying calm, eliminating expectations, right? You know, I think you can apply this principle to many things when it comes to expectations, right? Like, it's the thief of joy. You know, eliminate them things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, name of the game, staying patient, staying calm, cool, collected. As you can see, it's dark. It's completely dark. And staying warm, so let's get it. All right, so we're like 3 hours into this thing, and no lights have been seen. No lights. Moon is bright and full though. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's very beautiful, but no lights. But it's all good. Game of patience, right? No expectations. I really wish y'all could see the surroundings. Obviously, you know, in order to see me and in order for me to talk to y'all, it's obviously pitch black outside. But if you were standing here right now, you know, you could see how beautiful it is in the background. You know, I'm surrounded by, you know, just towering mountains. You know what I'm saying? These things are, I mean, they're nice during the day, but at night it's amazing. It's amazing. It's crazy because it looks like just a whole, like, just plop of snow could just fall down and just cover the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? So, but we're still waiting. Got a few more hours, so let's see what happens. All right, y'all. So, still waiting. But figured talk about something that I like. Video games again, right? And for whatever reason, Witcher 3 has been heavy. Yo, when I tell you I've never really played a game like that before, as far as like the open world thing, like, yo, it's absolutely fire. Just to keep it brief, I think probably one of the most impressive sagas and parts of the game was dealing with the Bloody Baron. Yo, that whole sequence was phenomenal. The things that they was covering during that, you know, sequence was amazing. You know, they was covering miscarriage, DV, regret. You know what I'm saying? Like it was phenomenal, yo. And there really wasn't no easy choices to make during that segment, but fire. If you haven't played The Witcher 3, go check that thing out. So look, we actually have gotten a small sighting of the Northern Lights. It's very, very small. You can't really see it. The only way you can see it is if you got a DSLR or, you know, your phone, but a DSLR you can't see with your bare eyes. But yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna just show y'all like a few snaps I done got of it, you feel what I'm saying? So come check this out real quick. Yo, the lights is doing their thing right now, and they is out doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? I, at this point, can't show you on video, but what I would do is, fam, I'll either put together a nice time lapse of everything I've seen, and I want to see this, and I want to spend all my time talking to y'all instead of paying attention to the lights. So that's what I'm finna do. So check this out, you feel me? All right, y'all. So, yo, tonight we had an absolutely dope show. An absolutely dope show of the Northern Lights, fam. I'm happy, man. I can't even lie. Like I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? My hands and my feet feel like they are about to fall off, but I am extremely happy. I'm feeling good, and you know, if my hands and my feet go, then it was all worth it. You feel what I'm saying? But I hope y'all enjoyed seeing what I saw. You know what I'm saying? And yo, child, I need to get back to the crib and warm up a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see y'all on the other side. You feel me? Yeah. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So we are back outside after an amazing night last night, and we're doing something interesting. We're somewhere very interesting. Child, we are 4,000 feet above sea level right now, and we are at this place called Mount Storsteinen. Now, check. Yeah. 4,000 feet in the air, fam. 4,000 feet. I don't know if y'all can see right there, but we had to take a cable car up this thing. You know the little box car that's just hung on by some wire? Had to take a cable car up this thing, yo. Child. Now, there are options to hike up this mountain, but obviously, as you can see, it's snow and ice everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't for me. But technically, neither is taking the cable car up. I was absolutely terrified. You see, I'm standing by this right here because back there is the ledge where you can lean on, and that's not happening. So, you know, just to keep my balance and not get so dizzy, I'm kind of super far away from it. But, you know, coming up to this mountain, you do get some pretty dope panoramic views of Tromso. It's pretty dope. You get to see all the mountains. You know, you get to see the literal city covered in snow. It's pretty dope. You know, you can actually see a lot of the mountains as they are heavily doused in snow. So it's definitely pretty dope. The cable car ride was only literally about like 4 to 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely worth it just to get, you know, just a bird's eye view of the city, you know what I'm saying? So with all that said, it is cold outside, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep this thing pushing. I don't know if y'all can see, but it's like a rope right there. Kind of like they got like sections of it like blocking off, you know, so you don't go nowhere. And then if you keep going around that way, you know, it's more protective. But in this area right here, there's no rope, none. Bro, one more slip and you out of here. You're absolutely out of here. No rope. So that part that I was in earlier, it was just like this mountain ledge where, like, you know, got barriers you can kind of go stand right beside. I'm actually walking on the mountain, through the mountain. Looks like you could go, you know, hit the skis around here. It's pretty dope. I would say you definitely need the right shoes, or at least put some spikes on your shoes, because fam, I just feel like it's giving you could slip in, end it all right now. This type of thing has me wondering if I'm the ski type. I don't necessarily think I am. Maybe one day. Done a lot of crazy stuff in my life. Coming up here was one of them. But maybe, not today. Maybe, not today. So one thing that I did think was cool out here, these rocks. If you know, you know. These rocks are the Assassin's Creed Valhalla rocks. Trying to figure out how to stack those rocks on top of them, on top of each other. It's probably one of the most annoying features in that game. It's probably one of the things that I chose not to do, because stacking those rocks on top of each other, it's break the controller worthy, feel me? And here they are. Kind of just want to kick them over. Actually, after being up here for some time, it's actually not that bad. It's really calming, really peaceful. Again, as you can see, I'm smack dead in the middle. I am nowhere near the edge, so that might be why it's a little bit more peaceful for me. But all in all, when you take it all in, it's not that bad. You know, 4,000 feet up, figure I'd be terrified, but again, I'm not by the edge, I'm smack dead in the middle, so I feel safe and protected. You know what I mean? I think one day what I would like to do, I'd like to snowshoe hike a mountain like this. Maybe not all the way up, but you know, at least a good little distance. I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, y'all, time to get down. I've been high up long enough. I'm ready to get down. And it's cold, fam, it's cold. Let's get out of here. Yo, what's happening, good people? What's happening, good people? So, unfortunately, it is a whole snowstorm going on outside. I didn't want to go outside, you know, risk my camera getting wet and messed up and things like that, trying to talk to y'all. So I figured I'd just talk to y'all here. Because we were on such a high yesterday, I figured the only thing that I really care to do, you know what I'm saying, is just do a little bit more exploring of the island, you know, getting away from, you know, where we've been, the city center, you know, smack dead in the middle of the city, you know, maybe, you know, go, you know, on a little road trip, you know, through the mountains and more of the countryside of the area. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So, you know what I'm saying? Just come ride with the kid, you feel me? Like, let's go do this, you heard? All right, y'all, so like I said, pretty calm day. I don't know if y'all can see it's snowing all in the background, blowing all in my face, but just keeping it pretty chill today, you know what I'm saying? This place is pretty interesting, you know what I'm saying? Just in the spirit of talking about random things and video games and stuff that I like outside of travel and stuff like that. This immediately has Star Wars on my mind. Not too long ago, I just rewatched the whole Star Wars series in timeline order to include all the Disney originals. And yeah, first of all, Star Wars is absolutely fire. And yeah, this place reminds me of Planet Hoth, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. By the way, Obi-Wan Kenobi series, by far my favorite Jedi. Obi-Wan. That series was mwah, chef's kiss. Anyway, let's just keep on, you know, keeping it calm, cool, and, you know, just continue checking out, you know, the area, feel me? Okay, y'all, so as I said, it is an absolute snowstorm outside. You feel what I'm saying? I think for probably all of maybe like 2 hours, it cleared up to where, like, you know, the snow stopped and it was clear skies outside, but almost like immediately following, everything went back to being gray. The mountains was hidden and the snow was just smacking you upside your head. You feel what I'm saying? We was actually supposed to go chasing the northern lights tonight, and we were supposed to do it via the method of cruising on the ocean on a nice little electric boat, but that has obviously been canceled. So what I figure per usual, I tried to find something in the local area to eat. So right now I'm at this little bistro, this little bar type joint. We're just gonna try some local food, stay warm, and just kind of vibe and chill out, you feel me? So as far as food goes from this particular bistro, this particular restaurant, yo, I decided to go with this Arctic version of fish and chips. Now I'm extremely excited because I love me some fish and chips, and it's from this part of the world, and I am starving, fam. Now I'm not finna waste too much time, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna get to it, you feel me? Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Sucking for some good fish and chips, bro. Doing the things for sure. Doing the thing, you feel me? Yo, if you are ever in Tromso and you are in the city central area, yo, you've got to come check out my man's spot, you know what I'm saying? Kaya's Bar, Bistro, and Restaurant, you know what I'm saying? Like, got it going on over here. This is a fire spot, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know, some very dope people, very dope energy, dope spot. You heard? Alright, y'all, so look, we done did a little bit of exploring of Tromso and the surrounding areas. We done ate some local food. We done chit-chatted a little bit about things that I very much enjoyed. We done seen the Northern Lights, you know what I'm saying? And as I said before, unfortunately, you know, we can't do that tonight due to that snowstorm. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take it back to the crib. We're gonna stay warm. We're gonna get some rest, and I shall see y'all on the flip side tomorrow morning. You feel me? And we're gonna keep this journey pushing. Let's go. All right, y'all, so check this real quick. Now look, I'm in the midst of moving, changing locations, doing my thing, right? And yo, I just feel like the Northern Light gods have to be on my side this adventure. Now, while I'm moving, there were small glimpses of the Northern Lights in the sky. It wasn't as powerful and as strong as it was last night, but you know, you could see faint little signs of it, and if you had a camera, you know what I'm saying, a really good camera, then you was able to capture it. So just real quick, I'm gonna throw up some pictures just so y'all can see what we was rocking with. All right, y'all, I'll see y'all in a little bit. We're gonna keep this thing pushing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so after that surprise last minute showing of the Northern Lights, we have found ourselves in a very, very new location, right? As a matter of fact, right now, I'm on a big old boat, probably the biggest boat I've ever been on, right? It's actually a cruise ship named the MS Havila Pollux, I believe I said that right. And where we are going, we are sailing from Tromso all the way to the Lofoten Islands. Now, like I said, this is by far the biggest boat that I've ever been on in my life, you know what I'm saying? I've been on some, you know what I'm saying, some fairly, you know, big boats, but you know, in comparison, this thing is huge, you know what I'm saying? This is in fact a cruise ship, you know what I'm saying? It got rooms, you know, lounge, bar, like this is a for real cruise ship, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm still trying to get a little used to it, you know what I'm saying? The boat is moving mad slow, you know what I'm saying? But I could still feel like the waves kind of, you know, hitting the boat a little bit, and the boat kind of rocking back and forth a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's a weird feeling, but you know, it's alright, it's pretty cool. And I think what's even dope is that it's only like 20 people on this boat right now, and we got this whole thing to ourselves, you feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of cool in itself, you feel me? So while we're here, let's just go ahead, check out the boat a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all come check out the room, and then we'll go from there, you feel me? Let's get into it. All right, I hope y'all was feeling the vibes. I hope y'all was feeling the scenery. I hope y'all was feeling the room. It is absolutely very small. It's way smaller than the room that we had out in Tromso, you know what I'm saying? It's giving real, you know, Titanic vibes, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I hope y'all really enjoyed that, you feel me? Okay, so the Lofoten Islands, right? The Lofoten Islands are located within the southwest region from Tromso, and I think it could be argued that just like many places in Norway, the Lofoten Islands is nothing short of a nature lover's dream. Again, that could be probably said for most of Norway, you feel what I'm saying? So here's what I'm thinking, right? We're on this big old boat, we just cruising through the fjords, we're cruising through the mountains right now. So what I think we're gonna do, you know, we just gonna catch a vibe, you know, just like we did before when we was in the southern region of Norway, you know, just kind of catch a vibe, ride through the fjords, ride through the mountains, you know what I'm saying, and just chill, you know what I'm saying? So I think we're kind of gonna do something very similar to that. So let's get to it. All right, y'all, so after a long 19-hour voyage on that cruise ship, we have finally made it to our destination out here in the Lofoten Islands. We are actually in this small town called Svolvær, and it is in fact the capital and largest city out here in the Lofoten Islands. So Svolvær in itself generally has a population to up and around 5,000 people max, and for most, this town is generally considered the starting place when considering, you know, exploring and, you know, finding your way around the Lofoten Islands. Just like many places out here in Norway, the Lofoten Islands, but more specifically Svolvær, is very much so surrounded by towering mountains, and I believe it's actually located within a fjord, so you know the natural beauty and the landscapes is absolutely going crazy around here. So since we'll be staying out here in Svolvær, we are located maybe about a 9-minute walk, and if you're driving, maybe about a 4-minute drive away from the boat dock, you know what I'm saying? We are staying at a hotel called the Scandic Svolvær Hotel, and just like with all the hotels that we've stayed in along this journey, this is a pretty dope hotel. It does everything that you need, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's in a very central location to where everything is located within this small town. So with that said, let's go ahead and check out the spot in the room. You feel me? Let's do it. All right, y'all, so hope y'all was feeling the hotel, hope y'all was feeling the room. So look, like I said, after a very long and a 19-hour boat ride, you got to imagine your boy is a little bit tired. So we're gonna recharge these batteries and the journey will continue on the other side. I'll see y'all over there, you feel me? So alongside this road trip that we've been on out here in Lofoten, by the way, yo, the snow has been going crazy. The snow has been going crazy, fam. The snow was so bad, there was many a times that we had to stop the car because you literally could not see what was in front of us. The snow has been going nutso out here, you feel me? But thankfully, we made it to our next destination. That destination is the Lofoten Viking Museum. Now, this museum, it's very special, right? You know, a lot of the other museums we've checked out thus far, you know, it's been exhibits and artifacts and all that type of stuff. But I think what makes this one special, I don't know if y'all can see that building behind me. Fam, that is an actual factual Viking longhouse, you know what I'm saying? And supposedly you go inside, you know, they recreated the inside to make it look like what an actual Viking longhouse being like the main place where like the Jarl or the chieftain stayed, and you know, they had feasts and celebration and all this type of stuff. They've actually recreated the inside, so you know, I gotta go check it out. So yo, let's just go ahead and go see what's happening on the inside, you feel me? Let's get to it. Alright y'all, so we are back from exploring the inside of the Lofoten Viking Museum. Yo, That was fire. That was very nice. That was very nice. I liked it because, you know, they had multiple sides to the museum, right? You had like your actual factual, what you would think of when you think of museums, like everything that we've seen thus far. But you also had the longhouse, and where they recreated everything inside, and at the very far side of the longhouse, you know, they had that piece, that small piece dedicated to Viking lore and Viking history. And I must say, yo, that's pretty fire. It's crazy because obviously I've only ever seen the longhouse, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? So to see one, to be able to stand in front of one, I mean, that's pretty dope. And you know, I'm super excited. And I don't know if y'all can see in the background, but we're surrounded in a mountain, so it's, yo, Norway got it going on, fam. Norway absolutely has it going on. This country absolutely has it going on. This is fire. In regards to the museum, you know, it was dope to, you know, find artifacts that they found in the area, you know what I'm saying, as well as grave sites in the area that was dug up. Items from 6th century time frame. It was interesting to learn more lore and history about the Vikings, you know what I'm saying. It was cool to go into their religion and Norse mythology, you know, even though I already know kind of a little bit about it, but to be in a place, you know, to where it's widely spoken about, you know what I'm saying, talking about Odin and Freya and Loki and Thor, and you know, talking about the different realms and things like that, you know, Asgard, Midgard, Jotunheim. I mean, that was, you know, it's absolutely fire. You know, talking about the world serpent snake, Jormungandr, you know what I'm saying, like all that was just, it was just super fire, yo. And this is, you know, I'm super glad I've, you know, been able to check something like this out. All right, y'all, let's keep this thing pushing, you feel me? Okay, y'all, so thankfully, you know, the skies have been clearing up and the weather has been getting a tad bit better in our time out here in the Lofoten Islands. You know, for the most part, it has been just trash and, you know, just snow blowing everywhere. But as I'm looking right now, the sun is trying to come out. I don't know if y'all can see, but you can probably see the mountain in the background right about now. So that's generally a good indicator that, you know, it's easing up a little bit. So since it is easing up, I was thinking that I try to use this time about as efficiently and as quickly as I can. And everywhere in Norway, there are mountains and fjords. That is no different here in Svolvær and in the Lofoten Islands. So I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? They got these rib boat things around here, just like the rib boat that we took when we was out in Flom. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm gonna go catch me a rib boat and we just gonna ride through the mountains, you know, once again, get that real low perspective of these towering giants around us, chill on the water, you know what I'm saying, and just get real close to these snow giants out here, you feel me? And I was also thinking to kind of keep in context with what I like to do in these vlogs, but specifically this one, you know, history, nature, telling you a little bit about this, a little bit about that. You know, one thing we have not done this entire journey is go see any wildlife. We have not seen any wildlife. If you've seen any of my past vlogs, you know I at least like to get somewhat close and go see some of the local wildlife, right? So in this area, one of the top predators that they have, no, it's not polar bears, it is in fact eagles, right? White-tailed eagles, aka the sea eagles. Now these are supposedly supposed to be the biggest birds out here in Norway, and also the top predators when it comes to birds out here in Norway. And I'm super excited. I'm kind of nervous because if you've ever seen an eagle before, them things are extremely huge and their claws are extremely sharp. I'm kind of nervous, but if you've seen a vlog, if you know me, you know I sometimes be with the shenanigans, you feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna go cruising through the mountains, cruising through the fjord, and we're gonna go look at us some eagles. Let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from riding through the fjord, riding through the mountains, and checking out them eagles. Yo, that was pretty fire. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of nervous at first because it literally looked like you could just get lost at some point and there's no way for you to tell left from right, from forward to backwards. So that kind of made it a little bit of nerve-wracking, but for the most part, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, those snow giants was crazy, yo. Those snow giants was absolutely crazy. Very different from where the snow was at just the top of the mountains, as we was riding through them before, to where these mountains were completely covered. It was definitely awesome. But I think what was also awesome was seeing them eagles up close and personal. Yo, as I said, them things are huge, fam. Dude was just throwing fish up in the air and them things would just come down and just swoop in out of nowhere and just steal the fish, fam. Kind of nerve-wracking because they got really close, and when they get close and they hovering above you, fam, you can just see how big them birds are. You feel what I'm saying? But overall, it was definitely a dope experience. What I want to do real quick, because you know I think I'm kind of fire with the camera, I think I got some really dope shots of them eagles. So real quick, check these out. You feel me? Alright, so I hope y'all was digging the pictures of them eagles, you know what I'm saying? Pat your boy in the back. Let me know in them comments if them things was fire, you know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't trying to toot my own horn or nothing like that, but I think I did my thing. Anyway, yo, let's keep this thing pushing, you feel me? Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting like this. Yo, I can't believe I got this on like film. That just lets you know like how like bright these lights are right now. And not only is it super bright, the light super bright, it's a full moon as well. Child, I didn't even think this was possible. Yo, this is, my mind is just like my mind is just, it's going crazy right now, yo. And ladies and gentlemen, my apologies if you can barely see me. I don't feel like I'm the focal point right now. I think the lights in the background and I think the moon right there, I think all of that is way more important right now. All of that is way more important than seeing little old me. But you know, I want to take some time to check this out too and like see it with my bare eyes. So let's put up some footage or something. Like, yo, I gotta get to it, y'all. I will be right back, you feel me? That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy, son. Yo. Well, I really don't have to hit y'all with no unnecessary chit chat, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's important to me, you know what I'm saying? There's no need for it because, child, the lights is doing the light thing right now. Fam, this is absolutely amazing. I'm just happy that, and I'm grateful that, you know, I've lived enough life to where I can see something like this, and, you know, I can one day tell my children and my grandchildren, and they can see this, and, you know, the people around the way where I come from, my loved ones, my family members, and be like, yo, this is phenomenal, yo. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Again, don't worry about me. I am the least important in this equation right now. I'm the least important. This is just... This is... Look at this. This is everything. This is everything, yo. This is... It's no words. Really no words. Really, really, really. No words. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gonna wrap this thing up. It's quite cold. I think we have chased and hunted. We've done the things tonight, you heard? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see y'all on the other side. All right, y'all, so we are back at the crib, you feel what I'm saying? I think this is a perfect time to go ahead and close out this vlog, close out this journey, you know what I'm saying? This has been a very long adventure, in my opinion, a very epic adventure, you know what I'm saying? And I'm super grateful and I'm super thankful that I was able to come out and spend some time out here in Norway. So if you are thinking about coming out here, let me just let you know. Me, I felt safe completely the entire time, right? Especially as a black man, I never felt like I had to look over my shoulder too many times. I've come to find that Norwegian people are extremely nice and they all treated me with respect. They were all kind to me, and you know, you can't really ask for more than nothing than that. My experience in the Arctic, I absolutely loved it. I do honestly feel like I could live out here, you know what I'm saying? They have a saying out here in Norway's Arctic, and that's there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes, and I 1000% agree with that. I think for a few months out of the year, you know, I think I could be okay with putting on, you know, layers of clothes, gloves, jacket, and hat, and, you know, surviving in the cold and the snow, and then after that going back to warmer, hotter, you know, months and things like that. So, you know, I came out here when it was cold, I came out here when it was raining, I came out here when it was snowing and snowstorms everywhere. I definitely like to come see this country during the warmer months, you know what I'm saying? Because I just really feel like, you know, you would get a whole new perspective of the beauty and nature that, you know, Norway has to offer. So with all that said, I think because this vlog was particularly based on Norway's Arctic and hunting and chasing the northern lights in this region, I think a super dope way to end this vlog would be by doing a combination of showing maybe some of my favorite photos that I took of the northern lights, maybe a time lapse, as well as a combo video, you know, of everything that I was able to see while on the hunt for the northern lights. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank y'all again for checking out and finishing and following along for the journey. If y'all could go ahead and hit that notification bell, so this way, you know, when any future videos are dropping, y'all can be the first to check them things out. If y'all could go ahead and subscribe to your boy's channel, all you gotta do is hop on YouTube, hit that search bar, type in G_IZ_International. You'll find me right there. And if you could go ahead and follow your boy on Instagram at the same name, at Gizinternational. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. Again, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Time, patience, all of that, I super appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? And I truly hope that y'all enjoyed the adventure, the journey, and I hope it inspires you to get out and see the world, you feel me? With all that said, this is Mr. Gizinternational. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. It's G out. Peace.